Mario, it's time to wake up. Get up. Is going on, everybody? How are y'all doing? All right, before we get started, if you want to join a great gaming community, become a sponsor, patreon.com/Obi1 Plays. Join a dope gaming community. Tonight, we're going to be playing Smash and whatever else with the sponsors. We're going to be gaming. Also, make sure you give the stream a thumbs up. Let's get the stream over 200. We can do 200 likes, boys and girls. All right. Also, you can also sponsor directly on YouTube. There's a join button right under the link, under the video. What's up, dudes? JK says, those Nintendo ninjas. What's up, everybody coming into the chat? We gonna get right to it, bro. Now, let me give y'all the background of what prompted me to make this video right here. For those of you that can't see, let me so you guys, boop, you can't see me anymore, but you know what you can see? The like to dislike ratio on this video. Don't worry, I'm coming right back, dudes. All right. Likes 5.7 thousand. The dislikes are over 10,000. Over 10,000 dislikes for Nintendo Switch January update video for their Nintendo Switch online services. And I have to tell you this. This isn't the exception. This has been the norm with Nintendo's online services. Any video Nintendo uploads related to their online services gets crazy dislikes. I have to talk about Nintendo for this video. We have to go in on Nintendo just for this video. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm going to get this out of the way. Nintendo makes great first-party games. Arguably, dislikes United, says Ian. Arguably, the best first-party games in the business. But I have to say, developers are starting to catch up and in some ways surpass even Nintendo's first-party games. Stay with me. Now, y'all let me know if I'm lying. Everything I'm saying, I'm lying. Based on what I'm saying. Staple for Nintendo is Mario. I grew up on Mario. Grew up. The standard for platforming games has been Mario. But I have to say this, and I've said this before the reviews even were coming out, that New Super Mario Bros. U, solid. Go ahead and watch any other video that I did talking about this game. A solid game, but it's been bland. That's the word I use to describe it. It's been bland. It's been the same ever since New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. The new the Mario 2D platforming series have just been not creative. That's the best way I can put it. Now, case in point, I remember on my Wii U beating this game to death. I beat this game to death. I got all the gold stars, all the secret things in the DLC for Luigi. Beating it to death, all the gold stars, everything. 100% this game thoroughly. No achievements, Nintendo, so I can't look at my account and prove it to you guys. That's a whole other. But beat this game. And I was like, it's a solid platformer. And then, you know what was the next platforming game I played on my Wii U? Rayman Legends. And I'm just keeping it real. Rayman Legends. After playing New Super Mario Bros. U and then going to Rayman hands down was just a much better platformer. The level designs were so creative. The platforming, it was just a better game. Maybe it's just me. You could be like, you like New Super Mario Bros. U better than Rayman Legends, but Rayman Legends just ran, it wasn't even close in my opinion. Rayman Legends was just a way better platformer just as far as creativity. And I say that to say this because I think Nintendo could do better, especially with Mario. Now, Nintendo, we do have Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, but even that isn't even created by Nintendo. That's a Retro Studios game. And to top it all off, and this is really, I have to say, y'all, for those of you who've just seen my channel lately, I've beaten Cuphead on my Xbox. As a long-time Nintendo fan, I have to say, I have to keep it real. The latest Mario 2D offering, not even in the same ballpark as Cuphead. Cuphead, a million times more creative. Every stage on Cuphead, completely different. Didn't know what to expect. I don't even know where to begin with how creative this game was. And you go back to New Super Mario U, and it's like, come on, Nintendo. Now, when it comes to like 3D Mario games, Mario Odyssey, dope game. I can't take anything away from Super Mario Odyssey. Great game, very creative. But I have to say this. It did have a similar feel to it. Felt like a lot of the previous 3D Mario games, Mario 64, Mario Galaxy, and whatnot. And so even with the 3D Mario games, I think Nintendo needs to do something to sort of change up the formula. Case in point, Ratchet and Clank. I always go back to Ratchet and Clank on the PlayStation 4. Bruh, one of the best 3D platformers you're ever gonna play. Not saying Super Mario Odyssey is worse or anything, but I'm just saying the point that I brought in Ratchet and Clank is a lot of developers are catching up to, and even some instances surpassing, Nintendo type games. Now don't get me wrong, Nintendo still has it. Games like Zelda Breath of the Wild, the best Zelda game ever made, in my opinion. I played every single Zelda home console game. But the thing is, we gotta wait about 5 years in between for a new Zelda game, where we're getting Assassin's Creed games, Witcher 3, and just different huge open world games almost on a yearly basis. And so the point that I'm trying to make is, and there's a couple of points I'm trying to make in this video. The primary reason why I own a Nintendo system is for their first party. That's one of the reasons. The primary first party games. And don't get me wrong, Nintendo's first party games still dope, still good. But we're starting to, and in many instances, we can get many of those same experiences on different consoles. Now, the only game that I think is an exception is Smash. I don't think we could get, Smash is just such a unique game that we can't get a Smash type experience on any other console. They tried the Brawlhalla, Brawl Out, but it ain't even close. Smash is still in a league of its own. But even the online is special. We're gonna get to online. We're gonna get to the online services and the reason why I did this video in the first place. But Nintendo's first party offering. One, other companies are starting to catch up and even in many ways surpass Nintendo. Now, third party games. I have to say this. It is sort of sad that the big news is it's also coming to the Switch. It should be already on the Switch. Now, part of it is I do blame third-party developers. Part of it I do blame Nintendo because of the hardware. It takes time. And some of the games, because of the developer's vision, they don't want to lower the quality of the game. I get all that to have a Switch port. But I have to say this. When games are ported to the Switch, I'm just basing this off of my experience so far on the system. Just being honest. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Whenever there's a AAA game ported to the Switch, the graphics are always worse. And y'all know I don't really care too much about graphics. Now that's why I've primarily been a Nintendo gamer. But it's getting to the point where virtually almost every third-party game, the gameplay is worse too. And that's where I draw the line. That's where I have to draw the line. Bro, you know how hard it is to play Fortnite? And you trying to enter a building, but the assets don't even load for the doors and you can't even get in the building? When you're in a battle and then the frame rate drops to the 20s and you can't even aim consistently? I'm like, come on, bro. Come on. And so that's where I have an issue too with a lot of the third-party games. Now we got Mortal Kombat is coming to the Switch. Crash Team Racing is coming to the Switch. I'm excited for it. But in the back of my mind, I know they're not going to look as good as what's going to be on the Xbox, on the PlayStation. It's like I'm going to spend the same amount of money to get a game that doesn't not just look as good, because the looking as good really isn't my big pet peeve. It's when it's the gameplay too, where the gameplay is also worse on the Switch. And for me, the portability isn't worth that sacrifice. It isn't worth it for me. And I guess too, primarily, I use my Switch dock primarily. So if you're a portable gamer, okay. But you just get tired of it after a while, bro. Fortnite, I have officially stopped playing Fortnite on my Switch. The frame rate is just too bad. When the gameplay is where I draw the line. To be fair, most people have either an Xbox, PlayStation, or PC alongside their Switch. Patrick, and that's sort of my point, Patrick. Now check this out. When you buy a PlayStation or you buy an Xbox, you don't really have the urge, oh, I need to get another console. You really don't. I'm just being honest. Unless you really need those Nintendo games. But if you buy a Switch, you almost, in my opinion, you need to have a secondary console. If you want to get the big games, you need to. I'm just being real. It's 2019, and I said, okay, 2017, I gave the developers a pass when not having their big games on the Switch because they need time to develop the game or whatnot. It's now 2019, 2 years later, and we're getting, I would say, not even half of the big AAA games. Mortal Kombat's gonna be huge. Crash Bandicoot's gonna be huge. We still don't get any Madden announcements, Call of Duty announcements. Red Dead Redemption skipped the Switch. And again, Red Dead Redemption takes years of development, so I get that too. But I say at best we'll get half big third-party games this year. I'm just saying based on what's been announced so far and what I see on the horizon. The Switch is still the best console in my opinion for indie games. Switch kills it hands down because indie games are going to look the same across all platforms, and you get that portability aspect. So I think the Switch is going to continue to be the best indie console for indie games, but I don't like indie games, bro. I don't play indie games. I don't. Very few indie games that I play. And so most of like Mortal Kombat coming to the Switch, it's probably going to look worse. They probably will nail the 60 frames. They got to nail because it's a fighter, but it's probably going to look worse. May run worse. Crash Team Racing is going to look worse. It may run worse. I'm crossing my fingers for 60, but they probably going to try to lock this at 30, even though I think this game could run at 60 on the Switch. I'm just going based on the track record. The track record, Doom, it looked worse and ran worse on the Switch. 2K, as much as I love 2K on the Switch, it looks worse and it runs worse on the Switch. I've been playing 2K on my Xbox, bro. I still love playing the game with the homies. We had a great time last night playing 2K, but it gets to a point like, come on, Nintendo, we want the best too, bro. We want the best. Warframe, it looks worse, runs worse on the Switch, and I have to say this. And we can't make excuses that always support. Nintendo said this is their home console, and so I just got to compare it with other home consoles. And I have to give Panic Button the credit where credit is due. Panic Button, dope developers. What they're able to do and squeeze the juice out of the Switch. So I'm not taking anything away from what Panic Button. I am a huge fan of Panic Button. I support them. I don't see, and this is coming from someone, because a lot of dudes just hate on the Switch, don't buy the games, don't play the games, just hating from a distance. All of these games I'm talking about, I spent money on Warframe. I bought Doom on the Switch. But one of the sponsors gifted me Doom on my Xbox. I was like, whoa, this game runs a lot better. I didn't realize it ran this much better. And so, the first-party games, and what led me to make this video was Nintendo's online services. Every video that's uploaded on YouTube by Nintendo, anything related to their online services, anything, NES, the features trailer, crazy dislikes. And I did tweet out on Twitter, why is everybody hating on it? I just wanted to hear what you guys say. So I'm really echoing what you guys are saying. I'm going to read your guys' responses in a second. But let's talk about Nintendo's online services for a second. Launching a home console. I was hyped with the hybrid concept because I thought it was cool. I thought this was Nintendo's best option to get back into the video game market after the Wii U. It was a safer bet. Launching a home console with no Ethernet port was very telling. I said this when I first got my Switch. I was like, hold on. We got to buy a separate adapter to make sure we have stable on. That lets me know online had to have been an afterthought. Because even when you're paying wireless, I couldn't play my Switch wireless because the reception, I used to always have one bar. I used to literally have my Switch right next to my router and still have only one bar. I'm not making this up, bro. I wish I could. And so, launching your home console with no Ethernet port was very telling. Second, when I got my this isn't the Pro controller I bought, but I have my black one in another room. When Nintendo did their unboxing, and one of the first things I was looking for on this controller was a headphone jack. And there was no headphone jack on the Pro controller. That told me a lot right there. I'm not even going to talk about the whole phone app. I've beaten that horse to death. I'm not even going to talk about achievements. I've given up on asking Nintendo for achievements. Since the Wii U, I've been asking for achievements. I've given up. I'm done. I'm just going to get my achievements on my Xbox. Now, and I say this now, if I'm one of the biggest Nintendo fans, like, come on, Nintendo. Come on, Nintendo. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up. Just simple features. In many ways, the Wii U had more features than the Switch. Now, something else that was telling for me, Super Smash Brothers. I'm not knocking the game. Super Smash Brothers, I've gone on record and I'm going to say it again, is the best Smash game in my opinion. The most fun I've had in a Smash game. I still like Super Smash Brothers. But when they launched this game and we didn't get a demo to stress test the servers, I had a big red flag. I had a big red flag right then. How are you going to have your biggest online game? It's going to be the biggest online game. Don't get me wrong. It's going to pass Splatoon. I think it's going to pass Mario Kart. Smash is just going to be huge. And you didn't even stress test the servers. I already knew there were going to be problems. And lo and behold, people have been... I have to say, though, with Smash, I haven't had as many problems as I've seen on the internet, but I've had too many problems than there should be in playing this game online. Every night we play, we have great matches, and then we have lag matches. There's never been a night I can remember where we've just had butter smooth matches, and Nintendo needs to step up their online game. So, back to the reason why I did this video. This video right here, Nintendo's latest online video, has 57,000 likes, and I did dislike it. I did dislike it. Check this out, but this is what I wrote. But I think my comment was at the top on my thing. Here it is. This is what I wrote for my comment. Genesis does what Nintendo. I got 440 likes. I was just having fun. I don't know why I posted that. I was just having fun. Part of it is, bro, the Sega Genesis collection, crazy good on the Switch. And Nintendo's just giving us two online games this month to kick off the new year. Blaster Master, from what I'm hearing, is a dope game though. I'm not hating on Blaster Master, but I just think Nintendo can do better than bland Mario games that have been ported over. The reason why I say, and I get the rage for Nintendo's online offering as far as the NES games. I'm a fan of the NES games. I'm in the minority, but I'm a fan of the NES games. Tecmo Bowl, I was hyped. But I have to say this. There's only two more NES games I'm looking for. Contra and Punch-Out. After Contra and Punch-Out, I don't know what else to say. But, And I hate to compare, but I have to compare Nintendo to their competition. We're getting the NES games, 30-year-old games. Do you know what we just got on Xbox this year as a free game? Celeste, a 2018 Game of the Year contender. We got this as a free game for Games for Gold on the Xbox. What games did we get last year for free? And I wasn't on my Xbox heavy, so I didn't download these games, but they were offered for free as a monthly free games. Battlefield 1 was offered for free. Overcooked, a recent game on the Switch. Forza Horizon 2, an awesome game. Metal Gear Solid 5, dope game, offered for free. And so, we can't even use the excuse, Nintendo's only charging us $20. Charge me $60 and give me better games and better services. I don't mind you charging me more, Nintendo, if you can give me something better. I'm at the point where, all right, enough's enough, Nintendo. Step your game up. Step your game up. Scene says, I want a powerful Switch. Nintendo need to do something, bro. And I say this because some of you guys grew up during the Wii 3D gaming era. I grew up on the NES. I was there in Toys R Us in line getting my ticket to buy Contra on the NES. Mario 3. My dad getting me Final Fantasy for my birthday. Marble Madness. Double Dragon. Captain Nemo the Dream Master. The Super Nintendo. I grew up on the Super Nintendo, where we had the best first-party games. Super Metroid, Link to the Past, Mario World, which in my opinion is still the best 2D platformer. Way better than all of the new Super Mario games. Mario World on the Super Nintendo. We had the best first-party games, and we had the best third-party games. We had both. We're barely getting the best first-party games, and we're sure not getting the best third-party games right now. And so, come on, I just want Nintendo to step their game up. The Switch had a great year in sales. About to say, it wasn't until the holiday season then the Switch cranked up. Smash Brothers saved the Switch in 2018. Because, and I'm just being real, I'm not even a Sony fan at all. At all. I wouldn't say hate. Hate is such a strong word. I don't like Sony's first-party games. I don't like Uncharted 4. The only first-party Sony game that I've enjoyed in recent memory was Ratchet & Clank. But ever since the PlayStation 1, Sony has been eating Nintendo's lunch money. PlayStation 1 destroyed the Nintendo 64. PlayStation 2 wasn't even close with the GameCube. Xbox, Xbox showed them something with the Xbox 360 though. But even then, it's been Sony and Xbox. Nintendo, it's time to compete. I know Miyamoto has gone on record to say, we don't like to compete. Compete, Nintendo. I know they've said, oh, we don't look at Sony and Microsoft as our competitors. Y'all make video games? They make video games. Whether you like it or not, they're your competition. All right. I've said my piece. I've gotten it off my chest, bruh. And this is what I tweeted out on Twitter. Make sure y'all follow me on Twitter at Obi1Plays, bruh. Let me make myself smaller. Y'all let me know if I'm off the mark in anything that I've said. Because I think I've been spot on with what I've been saying. This is my Twitter, Mario, you're in my way, Mario. This is a perfect metaphor to what I think Mario is doing right now, sleeping on the job. I asked, why do you think every Nintendo related video related to their online services gets so many dislikes? Bambino, thanks for subscribing. Your name's gonna appear in the new subscriber box. This is what dudes were saying. People don't mind. Shout out to the homie Ghetto. People don't mind paying, but the lack of giving us party chat and trophies, I think, is what people are very unhappy about. That's been my pet peeve, bro. Online services, achievements. I'm done asking Nintendo for achievements. I'm done, bro. I've given up. Somebody else says nobody wants NES games. I'm not disliking it. Probably because the lack of service for games like I'm telling you, and I'm not an expert on online services. People have told me it's because Nintendo does peer-to-peer and doesn't have dedicated servers for Smash. I don't know the ins and outs, but if that's the case, Nintendo need to invest in better servers for their systems. Zelda 2, now they were disliking it before Zelda 2. It's obvious because they don't want to pay for something that's already been free. And that's what a lot of people have felt. That we've been getting this for free for so long. You start charging us, but we're still getting the same thing. I understand if you started charging us and we feel like we're getting an improvement, but we're just getting the same. Eric, guess this means no direct this week. I tell you, if Nintendo doesn't have a direct in January, February, for me, it's signaling to me we're gonna get another repeat of 2018, where the first half of the year, sporadic games coming to the Switch. January, what are we getting in January? What are we getting in January? Xbox and Sony, they're getting Kingdom Hearts 3, huge game. We're getting an old, bland Mario port. Don't talk to me about Travis Touchdown. That game just looks like a mess to me. It just looks like a mess. February. Let me see. Let me pull up. Let me pull up what games are coming out this year. I have a website that I have bookmarked on upcoming game releases, 2019 game releases. I'm just keeping it real. Facts. I'm not talking my opinion. I'm talking facts. X-Pool's filler chat. X4, you're straight for. Alright, January. Look at this. I'm looking at games. Walking Dead. Nothing on the Switch. Matter of fact, on the Xbox and PlayStation, we get Resident Evil 2. I hear it's going to be a dope game. And Kingdom Hearts 3. 2 big games. February. Look at this. Alright, let me see if there's any big games in February. Xbox Crackdown 3 is going to be pretty big. Jump Force is going to be huge. Anthem is going to be huge. Dirt Rally 2.0. Nothing in February announced for the Switch. That's why we need a direct Nintendo. Don't let the same thing happen in 2018 where we don't get anything for the first half of the year. Nothing. Crickets. Nothing in February announced. I know we're getting games on the Switch, but nothing has been announced. We already have announced games for the other platforms. March, Dead or Alive 6, PlayStation 4, Xbox. I'm just keeping it real. Devil May Cry 5. I have the demo now on my Xbox. Haven't touched it yet. Kirby's Epic Yarn on the 3DS. Come on. The Division 2. Huge games on the other systems. And this website updates pretty frequently. Yoshi's Crafty World was just announced. And so the first big game that we're getting on the Switch is at the end of March. Almost 4. What are we going to be doing for 4 months on our Switch, bro? Do y'all see this? Do y'all see what I'm talking about? I'm not making this up. April. April's going to be dope because we got Mortal Kombat 11. And I have to be real. And I already said it. The Switch version is probably going to be the worst version of the game. I'm just keeping it real. Y'all tell me if y'all think I'm wrong. No, Obi-Wan, the Switch is gonna be on par with others. I don't think so, just based on the track record. May, Rage 2, PS4, Xbox One, Sonic Team Racing, dope. All right, and so we're going all the way into June, and all I see is Yoshi, Mortal Kombat, and Crash Team Racing. Because Sonic Team Racing, they're sketchy. 3 games. I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying as a Nintendo fan, bro. I'm just saying as a Nintendo fan, bro. Alright. I spoke my piece. I said what I need to say. I am going to be on Smash tonight. Whatever else we're going to play after Smash, I don't know. But what do you guys think about all of this? I have, so I'm not bothered. It's revision for me. Play all the games after. They need to make a more powerful Switch, says Johnny Young. Alright, I said what I need to say. Alright, sound off. Comment section below. I want to know before you go, bro. Click that subscribe button. Stay up to date. All things gaming, bro. We out. Come on, Mario. Wake up.